Hi everyone. For this project, which is going to be probably the shortest project of the semester, we're going to import your space into a 3D plan of the Orlando Rep in order to set you up to do the second light plot project, which will be creating a light plot for um, this theater with your space in it. So you're going to need your Project 6. You're going to need this file, which is the Orlando Rep 3D plan that is in Web Courses. This should look somewhat familiar to you. This is the ground plan that you used for Project 6. This, however, has some additional features. There's a new layer called lighting positions that has the lighting positions, the 3 electrics over the stage, the electric over the apron, and one of the 2 front of house electrics. They're both stacked on top of each other, so I'm only showing one here. Rob may or may not have you add the second one. So in addition to being in 2D, if I look at this, this is a hybrid symbol that has both 2D components and 3D components. If I look at this in an isometric view, you'll see that the 3D view of the stage is there, as well as the 2D section view that's turned in the right direction. So if I actually look at this from the right side, I will, and take it out of shaded, I'll see that this is what the section looks like. Now, those of you who are paying close attention should notice that this section should actually be placed here on the center line. That's where this section is taken, but if I do that, then it's in the way. It shows up as a line in the 2D ground plan, so I've moved it off to the side, but just be aware that what this represents is the center line section that's being cut through the center of the theater. So I'm going to go back to top. Yes, that sounds like an excellent idea. Actually, I should probably save it as Bert's Project 10. So I want to make sure that I'm on the scenery layer. Then I want to open my Project 6. Here's my office. I'm going to group all this together. Command G or modify group, and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to Project 10, and once again, making sure that I'm on the scenery layer, I'm going to paste it. Command V or modify paste. Where is paste? So used to doing it with the edit paste. Yeah, there we go. So now I've pasted it into the space. I could just put it right here and remove the 4th wall and be done with it. I think that would, it's fine if you want to do that. I'm going to rotate mine to put it on an angle because I think that makes for somewhat of a more interesting set, and it certainly will probably make it easier to light when you're dealing with it later. So I'm going to modify rotate minus 45 degrees. In my case, you might want to rotate it in a different direction. I want to make sure that I have these 2 closet doors and this window. I also might want to rotate it so that I have the 2 closet doors and the front door. It just depends on your space. The purpose of this is really to create something that you can light. So this isn't really about scene design. That's a different class. However, if you want to make any adjustments to it, feel free. Put it in a theater wherever it seems like it makes sense to you. So in order to turn this into a set, rather than just a room, I need to remove at least one of these walls so the audience can actually see what's going on. So I'm going to edit the group. I just double click. I'm going to choose to delete this wall and to delete this wall. These 2 bookcases are obviously going to be in the way. I'm going to move this one up here, and I'm going to delete this one. And I don't need these anymore. So feel free to do whatever you think you need to do to, make your room, your space, work as a set. I feel like I need a floor, so I'm going to use the rotated rectangle tool in my case. And I'm just going to draw a rectangle right here. I'm going to put it in medium filled, I think light in this case, and I'm just going to extrude it 1/4 of an inch. So it's going to be like sheets of masonite or something that we're going to paint and screw to the theater floor. So that way the room has a floor. So then I can exit. And then if I look at this from the front, I should see, hopefully, put it in shaded, that there is the room in the theater. This looks like this is the room before I modified the doors to make them look right. So if I wanted to, I could go in and set these doors to be 6-panel doors. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So if you need to modify your doors so that they match your elevations from Project 8, that's fine. It's also fine if you just want to leave them, but I'm going to go ahead and modify mine. I'm going to make the leaf panel. Get it to 2 and 3 and 4 and that. Okay, and I'm going to add some hardware. So I'm basically just copying, repeating what I did in an earlier project here. Passage set knob. Okay. All right. So those should now and the bookcase is backwards. Womp womp. Okay. So we're gonna go to top. We're gonna rotate that. All right. Let's see. All right. Next semester in 3D, for those of you who are going into that, we will deal with how to apply textures and make the wall look like it's painted and the floor look like it's carpet or wood or whatever. But that's the purpose of this, is just to get you a space that's different from everyone else's, because it's your space in the theater, so you can work on the lighting project with Rob. So the last thing we're going to do is set up a perspective view of this so that you can see it in a little bit more realistic view. So we're going to go to View, Set 3D View, and then the next click is going to represent you, the viewer, sitting in the theater someplace where you want to look at the set from. So I'm going to sort of want to be on the center line for this one, and I'm going to come down sort of mid-auditorium, and I'm going to click here, and then the next click is the direction in which you're looking. So if you want to look off to stage right, you can look this way. If you want to look off to stage left, I just want to look straight ahead. And then I am going to assume that I'm sitting at 6 feet up, because the house is raked, so the seats are raised at that point. So I'm sitting at 6 feet, and I'm looking straight ahead. So I'm looking straight ahead at 6 feet. You could sit on the floor, which would be about 3 feet, because if you're sitting, your eyes are 3 feet above the floor. You could sit. This is a very steeply raked house. You could sit at 16 feet above the stage. You could look down, but this sort of the standard view is you being at 6 feet, looking at 6 feet, and then we're going to look at normal perspective, and that's going to give us this this view. And if you put this in shaded, you'll see that it looks sort of more realistic. And then I'm going to go into classes here and turn off 2D section. I'm going to get rid of that. And then the last thing I'm going to do is save this view. So here, under views, I'm going to save this view as front perspective. Okay, so then if I'm working on this and I want to get back to that view, I can just go back here and it will show me that view again. We will get into the details of all of this stuff, like I said, in the advanced CAD class for those of you who are taking that. But this will get you set up so that you can create some lighting for this scene. So see, I told you this was going to be the shortest project ever. So that should do it. Good luck. It should be relatively easy. If you have any questions, shoot me an email and I will try to answer them. All right, good luck.